Okay, let's try and finish this balance sheet up. Okay, we have our payables and our accruals that we found, and our short-term bank notes come from our notes that they were this uh, our bank loans times our 35%. Okay, and then when we get to our long-term debt, it will be 65% of our loans. So those will go up here in our balance sheet. We have our short term, and then we'll have our total current liabilities. Then we'll have our long term debt come from the notes and our total debt. Okay, now to find this common stock, we come down here and we have our total equity, which is our 2009 assets, okay, from our balance sheet, times our equity ratio, which is 58%, equals 30,798. Okay. Now, we just take our retained earnings from last year, okay, our 2009 retained earnings, and put those here, and we subtract our required equity from our retired earnings. So we're going to require this much common stock, and that'll go up here to the in our balance sheet on our common stock. Okay. Now our retained earnings are going to we bring them up from right here, our retained earnings. We have our increase in our retained earnings, which we found in our income statement. We just add those to our last year's retained earnings. So see, we're going to have an increase in our retained earnings of 28,000. Now we just add those to find our common equity, and then add our common equity and our total debt to find our liabilities and equity. And you'll notice they balance our total assets, which is the balance sheet. It's called the balance sheet. Okay, now to finish out, we have our required common stock, which are 2,514. We have our old shares outstanding, which was a given. Okay, we have our increase in our common equity. Okay, all we have to do is come up here in our balance sheet, and we find our increase in our common equity is 2,514 minus 2,000, and that'll give us 514. Okay, initial price per share, that comes from our inputs. Our change in shares is change in equity divided by initial price per share. So our change in our equity, right here, 514 divided by our 0.85. So to find our new shares outstanding, we just take our old shares plus our new shares that we need to get, and we'll have 1,012.85. Now we find our old earnings per share is our 2008 net income divided by our old shares outstanding, which was 1,000. And our new earnings per share is our 2009 net income divided by our old shares outstanding, right here, or our new shares outstanding, excuse me. So that's RB, our income per share. Now, you need to come in and fill in the ratio aspect of this balance sheet and also do the DuPont calculations. And you should be able to do that with the ratios you have in your book. And these are givens, and we've already filled out some of these. Some of these are givens, but then you'll need to find your inventory turnover, your day sales outstanding, your total assets to equity times interest earned, profit margin, return on assets, and return on equity, along with your DuPont calculations. So that is 17-14 part B. Good luck.